Hey everybody, I'm back. Alright, so first of all, I want to apologize. It's been a while since I've done a video. Gosh, almost a month. A lot of stuff has been happening. First, I went to Gettysburg, and then I had surgery, which took me out for several weeks. Not fun. But I'm back, and I'm here with a brand new topic. Now, since I just got back from Gettysburg, I got back from Gettysburg almost a month ago. Whew, time flies. I thought I would talk about some of my theories as to why Gettysburg is haunted. But before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and be sure to click on that little bell so every time I post a new video, you'll be one of the first to know. And as always, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, well, as long as TikTok is around. Like I always say, I'm pretty easy to find. Okay, let's dive in. So the Battle of Gettysburg took place July 1st through the 3rd, 1863, and it was one of the bloodiest 3 days of the American Civil War, and it had one of the highest number of casualties when it comes to any war on American soil. So that alone can be the first reason why Gettysburg is haunted. A lot of things happened. I mean, 51,000 casualties means that people died, they went missing, they were taken as prisoners of war. I mean, so much happened in those 3 days. So that alone, I mean, you have all of that chaos and rage and fear and anger, all that in the 3 days, and death and cannons and gunfire. I mean, that alone, I mean, that could be a reason that Gettysburg is haunted. And I always say Gettysburg is haunted, just overall. I mean, you could throw a rock and hit a ghost. Well, not really, because, you know, if we go with the idea that ghosts are transparent and things go through them. Anyway, second reason that I think Gettysburg is haunted. I don't know if you have ever heard of the stone tape theory, but it's this idea that the environment absorbs the events that took place, regardless of how traumatic they are. So with those 3 crazy, bloody days of dying, fear, so many things happening, there is a theory that maybe the land absorbed all of that. And then in that case, then maybe we're not necessarily interacting with, conscious and intelligent ghosts, but instead we're seeing things play back like a record player. So basically a residual haunting on the battlefield. The third reason that I think Gettysburg is haunted or could be haunted is basically all of the reenactments that happen basically every day. I mean, you have people dressed in Civil War clothing, like the Farnsworth House. A lot of the staff at the Farnsworth House are dressed up in period clothing. You have reenactors, you have people who just dress up for the sake of dressing up. Also, the stories of Gettysburg is being retold every day. I mean, with every museum visit, with every tour that happens, the story is being retold over and over and over again, so that energy doesn't get to rest. It's always being brought up. I mean, even at the museum, you have all these artifacts, and when you watch the movie at the museum, it brings up all of these emotions. I don't think the energy at Gettysburg has ever had a chance to rest. I mean, you have monuments all over the place. I was trying to remember exactly what the word was, but it's one of the biggest areas of concentrated memorials in one place. I think Gettysburg has over 1,400 monuments on the battlefield, which that's crazy. I mean, and also if you look at how big the battlefield is, it's huge. So that's my third theory. It's all the reenactments and the story of Gettysburg being retold over and over and over again. And if there are any intelligent hauntings, those spirits don't ever really get to rest. I mean, their stories are being retold over and over again. Which brings me to my fourth reason I think Gettysburg is haunted is we want it to be. we want it to be. I mean, you could really say this is on the skeptic side of things, but we are really fulfilling a self-fulfilling prophecy here. We go ghost hunters go to Gettysburg to find a ghost, and boom, usually we're gonna find one. I don't know if you've ever heard of like thought forms or tulpas, but it's this idea that we can manifest our own ghost. If you're familiar with the Philip experiments, that goes on that theory. However, the one thing that is wrong with this idea or with this theory is when it comes to the Philip experiment, this group of people met once a week for over a year. I mean, I think it was a couple years to manifest this ghost. Thought forms and tulpas take an incredible amount of energy to manifest, and it takes prolonged concentration for months, years. It takes a while. One could say, since these stories are being retold over and over and over again, it doesn't necessarily mean it needs the concentration of one person to manifest, but it can take the energy and concentration of thousands of people to manifest. So, could we have created our own ghosts at Gettysburg? That'd be interesting. I forgot what number I'm on. Here's another reason why I think Gettysburg is haunted. I don't think it's haunted by just the ghosts from the actual battle. Gettysburg is a town. People have been living in this town for hundreds of years. And I think a lot of the hauntings that occur in Gettysburg are just assumed to be part of the battle. There is a haunted apartment in downtown Gettysburg. It was the apartment of Debbie Harmon, and she was murdered by her roommate. This happened in the 1980s, so I mean, this was not too long ago. So I think it is interesting when I do run into a haunting at Gettysburg that isn't associated with the battle, because it tells me, okay, I mean, there's different layers happening with the hauntings. So all in all, between like the historical aspect of Gettysburg with the museum, the tours, all of the ghost hunts that are happening, you know, with the Harmon Murder House, which is the official name for it, Tilly Pierce, Farnsworth House. I mean, all of these paranormal investigations are happening every night in Gettysburg, and I'm not kidding, it's happening every night. And then just the overall energy of the battle, and then we're feeding into that energy every day. I mean, all the tourists that go and visit Gettysburg, there's always something happening. That area is so awake with different kinds of energy, a lot of times conflicting energy. And I don't know if we'll ever find a time in Gettysburg where there's absolutely nothing happening spiritually. On one hand, it stinks because if there are intelligent ghosts there, meaning that they're conscious and aware, I don't know if they're ever going to find rest. I mean, I don't know who wants to take on the task of crossing over every ghost in Gettysburg. If that's you, best of luck. Let me know how it goes. Or just the fact that because we're always thinking about Gettysburg, especially if you live in Gettysburg, that residual energy is never really going to cease and desist. I mean, there's people going to the battlefield every day to read and remember and acknowledge what happened. So those are my theories as to why Gettysburg is haunted. So today's video is short and sweet, mainly because I'm really tired. But if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to let me know in the comments if there's any haunted place in Gettysburg that really stands out to you, or just Gettysburg in general. Let me know as well, because I love hearing from you all. And those of you who did send me well wishes while I was medically out, thank you so much. It was greatly appreciated. And there will be a new video very soon. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next round.